Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to continue with Beyonce's album review cycle with her fourth album. I wonder what that album's called. But like I said toward the end of my previous review, there were some major changes leading up to the fourth, but the biggest change came with her management. Her father, Matthew Knowles, was no longer her manager, and there were several reasons why their working relationship was terminated. But just know that this album, Beyonce is free to do whatever she wants. She is now her own woman. Now, there are many reasons why this album was called 4. It's her fourth album. Her and her husband were born on the 4th, alongside many other reasons. So 4 is a very important number for Beyonce. But does it get a 4 out of 10 ranking for me? Stay tuned to find out. Before we begin, if you want to see music bios or more good videos like this, hit the subscribe button. Also, I've started a Patreon account. On here you get more copyrighted material and they'll be uploaded 48 hours prior to YouTube. If you want to support or visit, link is in the description. And without further ado, on to our feature presentation. Before I begin this album, I'm actually going to break my own rules. I have a rule stating that I don't review deluxe edition albums, but when I was trying to stream it on Amazon and YouTube, I keep finding the expanded version, so I decided to review that version instead. Kind of already talked about this one, so I'm going to keep it brief. It's one of the most vocally challenging songs she's ever done. The production reminds me of old school 80s, 90s R&B, and since I love that genre of music, I'll take it. This is another old school vibey song. It reminds me of those songs you hear at a summertime cookout. Shout out to Kanye on the production. Where I'm from, whenever this song plays on the radio, the version that plays is a combination of the J. Cole and Andre 3000 version. So that's what I'm going to talk about. For J. Cole, his verse makes references to Slick Rick, Lottie Dottie, Sade Abdul, PD Pablo, and Ice Cube's Friday, while 3 Stacks flexes on his previous career and make Milk references. But who cares? His verse was nearly flawless. Hell, this song is near flawless. Great song. This song reminds me of Minnesota R&B pop, something that Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis or Prince could have produced. And again, since I have a nostalgia for that kind of music, I'm gonna like it, and I do. I love the chorus saying, "She might not be a teacher, but she can learn from me. Not a preacher, but we could pray together. Nor a doctor, but I could make you feel better." But she warns listeners that life moves fast and cherish the time you have. This is an old school song that is just fantastic. Excellent song. This is yet another good song, but there are some kinks to this one. One, the production is trying to do a lot with the elements of dance hall pop and the horns coming off really buzzy, but it's not all bad. The sample of by Boyz II Men was used very well, but I think the biggest problem here comes with the video, which may be better than the song, and it isn't the only time this problem persists. I don't think the song is all bad. I'm not going to put it on a pedestal. Just saying. This is news to me, but Frank Ocean wrote this, and it does sound like a Frank Ocean song. The content is simple, longing for your partner song that I am a sucker for, but what really won me over was that vocal arrangement and layering. It is amazing. It's a type of vulnerability that we have not heard from Beyonce before. To me, this might be Beyonce's best ballad she's done up to this point. It's a deep cut, and if you haven't heard it, please go back and re-listen. You ever like the song that you don't want anyone to know that you like? That's what Dance For You does. The content is actually very similar to Cater To You, where she loves this man so much she'll do anything he desires, or in this case, she'll dance for him. But why does this song work? It kind of comes down to the production, and it reminds me of something that could have came out in 1993, again, a plus. This also reminds me of Take You Down by Chris Brown. In other words, I know some will dispose of this, but I actually can endorse it. Yeah, I'm just about as shocked on this statement as you are. This is another ballad where Beyonce is dealing with a heartbreak song, where wherever she's in pain, physical or emotional, she feels that he doesn't care, but she does. She has feelings too. Now, Beyonce can sell this pain, at least she toned down with the growling, but I think the production is what drags this down. It's very percussion heavy, and normally I would call this song like this good, but it only wound up as okay. This is a fan favorite, and I understand why. The song has a lot of 1970s R&B elements with the production. The content is self-explanatory, and given that 70s elements, I get why this has worked. It's fine. Here we have another Prince influenced song, and while I like this song for the memes, this kinda doesn't work. And it's all on the writing. She says she doesn't know much about algebra, or in her case, algebra, but 1 + 1 = 2. That's not algebra. That's simple 3-year-old math. Or what about the line, I don't know much about guns, but I've been shot by you? I just gotta laugh because who wrote this? Seriously, whoever did, felt like anyone could have written this. Shame that Beyonce provides great vocal production and have stellar production. Man, this was a waste. I'm actually familiar with this song as I remember her performing this at the Glastonbury Festival back in 2011. And that's actually the problem. The song goes off live more than a standalone track, and there's not much to the content saying that she'll love you till the end of time. But I don't know, the song just didn't grip me the way it should. But I will say it's better than... We have the most recognizable lead-off single, and it's another one of my least favorite Beyonce songs. I'll give Beyonce this, she's blunt in the message, but the problem comes with the repetitive chorus, and me feeling that she already done this women empowerment anthem stick many times. Also, the song's kinda defeating. Like, if this is supposed to be a women empowerment song, why Beyonce telling listeners that she needs a bar because you cannot fade me, or in the second verse, where she talks about her Rolly. And it's a problem I have with many Beyonce empowerment songs. It all comes off as a flex on her. And it might be the only bad song on this album. No wonder it flopped. I've heard many pundits saying that this is the sequel to Irreplaceable, and it is. Babyface writes this song, and he picks up right where he left off, and that is with Beyonce now happy with her new love. But there is a big problem, and it comes with the line, "It sucks to be you right now." Personal foul, taunting on Beyonce, 15-yard penalty. It shows you that Beyonce might not fully moved on from him, and she just want to rub it in his face. Now the production reminds me of Vanessa Carlton in The Way It Is song, and since this is a sequel to Irreplaceable, I can say this was fine, but it's not as special as Irreplaceable. Sadly, I don't have much to say about this one. There might be evidence that this is coming off as a breakup song where they already broken up, but over time the love never went away and she wants to reboot on that love. But the problem here comes in the chorus where Beyonce belts out "Let's start over," and it's just not as strong of a chorus as it could have been. Once again, the production, overall vocal performance is carrying, but not as before. Not much else saves it. Album closer, and I saw Diane Warren's name on the songwriting, and I got excited as she's one of my favorite songwriters of all time. And okay, the production kind of reminds me of an overblown soundtrack song, very similar to what Halo brought to us, but it's a song about Beyonce's legacy, and when she dies, she wants to leave knowing that she left her mark on the world, which she has. And that's the thing, everyone, whether if you're big like Beyonce or not, you want to leave your mark in the world when it's all said and done. And you know what, on that sentiment alone, I don't mind. And that concludes this album review. This was a surprise album that I liked. Go to show you that Leaving Matthew was the best thing for her career. And there were a lot of songs I found good to great here, and there weren't too many duds. And with that being said, this album's getting a 4 out of 10 ranking. I'm just kidding. It's getting an 8 out of 10 ranking. The highest ranking for a Beyonce album I've given up to this point. Her next album is self-titled. Just be on the lookout for that one. You never know when I'll drop it. And that concludes the 4 album review. Tell me what you think in the comments below. What are your favorite songs from that album? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.